It's day 2. It is day 2 of the 5-day money attraction challenge. Come on in, give your love. Hello, money family. By now, you know that's how we refer to ourselves. We are the money family. This is where we love on each other. We love abundance. We love all the things that more money and more abundance allows us to do, and we're totally okay with it. So welcome all of you joining, whether you're watching live, watching the replay, you're on you, wherever you're seeing this. Hello, happy Tuesday, happy day 2. Today is going to be a game changer. We're talking about the 16 money traumas, and I'm revealing to you part 1 of the vision alignment method. I've been telling you for weeks that we're going to unveil that. So today you're going to see part 1 of the vision alignment method, which is all about revising. More on that in a little bit. Hang tight. So you got $8,000 to give away. Tell me in the comments, how did you share that? You know, who did you give it to? What was it for? I want you to let me know, blow up the comments, put it everywhere. Let me know, let the world know, let Facebook know you had $8,000 and this is how you chose to give it away. Now, here's the thing. What is the lesson in today's fun $8,000 activity? It's this: more money equals more good. Can you all type that? More money equals more good. One of the things that I know when we come to this conversation about money is that there are people who just sometimes struggle with the idea that they want to acknowledge their desire for more money. And for me, what makes it really easy, I love tapping into more money gives me more choices to be generous. And that's where it's at for me. Like, can we talk about that? The more money I have, not only am I able to take care of my needs, my family's needs, but oh my God, I have choices to be generous. That's where it's at. Why do I want more money? Because I like that feeling. I love being generous. In the past 2 months, I've had the opportunity to contribute to a woman whose health relies on more money so that she can stay alive. Like, to stay alive requires more money. I was able to give to her. There's a young man who graduated 1% in the entire country, the top 1%, a poor little country boy. I was able to make a donation into his life because college was not going to be an option for him. Even though he's brilliant, college was not going to be an option for him because financially his family couldn't do it. Do you know what that feels like to be able to have that level of financial abundance, to be that generous? That's why we're here in the Money Family. Let us tap into, yes, we want more money. We love being generous. We love what we're able to do. We love the choice of generosity. Am I talking to people that think like me? I know I am, because I keep asking you and you keep saying, yes, that's me. More money equals more good. So I want to hear all the things that you guys, chose to be generous with your $8,000 with. And I saw some people in our Facebook group buying trips, renovating their homes, doing all those things. And I want you to be true to the activity. The activity is to put yourself in the place where all of your bills are paid. You've done everything you want to do with money and you have overflow. You see, sometimes we can't experience that reality because we've never thought about it. We've never dreamt that dream. So yes, I'm giving you money to play with. And the idea is put yourself in that place right now with the $8,000 play money and take a moment and just feel how good it feels to give. The same energy of giving is the same as receiving, but just take a moment and just, without any money out of your own pocket, you can imagine what it would feel like to change someone's life, to give someone the ability to continue to stay alive because you have extra money. Just close your eyes and just feel that feeling. And that is your inspiration. Why do you want to get to the next level in your business? Why do you want more money? Why do you want more success? Because you want to feel that for real. Right? You want to be able to do that for others. So that's day number 2 activity. And now I promised you yesterday that I was going to reveal to you what is the thing that is getting in the way. Why is it that you're doing everything You're working hard. You're putting in the hours. You've invested in all the high level coaching that, by the way, just allows you to do more. That's all they want. These amazing high level coaching programs, God bless them all, but it's like more doing. We said yesterday, we don't want to work. We don't want to work any harder. It's okay. So, and quite frankly, why do I want to teach you how to make more money in your business and your career? Because I know you're like me. I don't want to learn how to do it. No, thank you. I want to make enough money so that I can pay the experts to do it for me. That's what I want. I don't want to learn how to build a funnel. I don't want to learn another thing. I just want to do what I love. I want to teach. I want to celebrate and cheer you all on. I want to show you how to get to your next level of success. I just want to be Tasha and I want to be me. That's it. I don't want to learn anything else. How about you? But what do? We go after learning more, doing more, because we're thinking that's the answer. And my God, you're doing it. God bless you. You are doing all the things to be done. You're masters at the law of attraction. You could teach it probably better than me because you know so much about it. You're thinking positive as much as you possibly can. You are spending all your days and waking hours on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everything because they said you should do that. You're doing it. You're doing it all. And you're at this place where you're like, but I'm not getting the results that I'm hoping for. Why is that? And I want to explain to you that there is this thing called your money and your success upper limit. And there's a reason why you get to that upper limit and you're like hitting your head on a glass ceiling. And so help you with everything that you're doing. Aren't you exhausted from the doing? You can't crack it anyway. And you're feeling so frustrated, right? So you're in this place where you're experiencing the money upper limit. Your income is not as consistent as you would like. You're not attracting the kind of clients that make work easy. You're doing great probably, but you're constantly worried about money. You've got the imposter syndrome. Like, okay, so I did well one time, but I'm really not that great. You can't trust yourself with money and you can't trust other people. And so what do? You emotionally disconnect from your desire for money. Even though you're doing all the things and you're paying for all the coaching and you're doing the law of attraction videos and you're watching Abraham Hicks, right? But you're still just like bump up on that ceiling. And you're feeling frustrated, I know. You can't increase your prices. You can't charge more. You're having this feeling of, I love when people say, I feel stuck. Why? Money comes and goes. It's not that your business isn't working. Your money's coming and going, but you don't know where it is. And I just want to ask you, how frustrating does that feel to be doing all that stuff and not be getting the results that you want? One of our clients in our last enrollment said, she paid 20-something thousand dollars to a mega influencer, and God bless the influencers and the experts. I'm one of them, so God bless them all. But the thing was, none of that person's investment could yield her the results because she hadn't figured out this piece that we're going to talk about today. So if you're here and you're like, Tasha, why can't I get there? I'm starting to feel like something's wrong with me. Why? I just want you to formalize that frustration. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you with enough? I'm ready to shatter that limit. Tell me, put your number. What is your number? Someone says it's disheartening and frustrating. I want you to give me a number, 1 to 10. What is your number? Notice I always ask you questions because I want you to see for yourself where you are. And I'm not about keeping you in the pain and the victimhood of the circumstance. I'm all about showing you, let's get out of it. But first we have to acknowledge it sucks to be here. It's hard. I'm over it. I'm frustrated and I'm tired. So why is this happening to you? I'm going to share that with you today, and I want to prepare you. You're probably going to cry. You're probably going to be very emotional. And the reason is it's that good cry that's like, oh my God, finally, I understand. I'm free. I'm free from this prison of feeling like something's wrong with me and I'm doing everything and it's not getting me what I want, right? It's that kind of emotional release that you're going to have. And I just want to prepare you because it happens all the time. This is a game changer. This is a massive missing piece in what everyone's talking about and why you're doing everything, but it's not working. It's called money trauma. What do you want? Why do you want the next level? Why do you want more success? Why do you want it? You want to attract more financial abundance. You want it to be more consistent. You want your 25K and your 50K a month consistently. That's more money. So why is it not working for you? I'm going to share with you in all the years that I have done this work, and I'm going to start with myself, what I realized was working inside of me against me. So I want to define what's a money trauma, because the first time some people hear it, they're like, money trauma? No, I've never had trauma with money. I'm gonna ask you to rethink it. So a money trauma is a response that you have. So hear me out and just start to go back over your life. It's a response that you have to an experience. So something happened in your life where money was involved and it left you feeling unsafe, unloved. It left you feeling abandoned. It left you feeling guilty or ashamed. I want you to just think back through some of these experiences over your lifetime. It left you feeling hurt. And, just that, like, you can't rid yourself of that anxiety feeling around money because you came out of the experience where something about what happened just has you feeling anxious about money. All of those things that I described, those were your response in the moment, in the experience where money was involved. Those were your response. And that response is traumatic. So you heard Marcella talk about yesterday, post-traumatic financial disorder. Let me just tell you, in all the time that I've been doing this, 99.9% of us, all of us, have had an experience in our life where money was involved and we were left with these feelings. And we're operating in our businesses and in our lives, and we don't even realize we have post-traumatic financial disorder. So if you've had a traumatic experience, what do you think you're telling your reticular activating system constantly? Keep me safe, keep me safe, keep me safe. I don't want to feel that emotion again. I don't want to feel hurt. I don't want to feel abandoned. I don't want to feel unloved. I don't want to feel like I'm unworthy. I don't want to feel guilty and ashamed. So your focus in your reticular activating system is keep me safe, keep me safe, let's not have a repeat. And remember, we spent all of yesterday talking about the science of manifesting more money. And we talked about what you're giving your reticular activating system to focus on. You think about a red car, you see a red car. Well, this is what we're feeding it, probably unconsciously. Because what happens with trauma is we try to stuff it down and forget it. But inside, in that complex bundle of nerve in our brainstem called our reticular activating system, we have given it the job of keeping us safe. And so today, I'm going to list the 16 money traumas. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to just listen to everything that I'm saying. And I want you to just ask yourself, which of these 16 do I identify with? All right. So I'm going to give you the list, and I know you're going to try to write it all down. Can you put up for me? The list that I'm reading from is going to be provided for you in the Money Attraction Community Facebook page. So Money Attraction Community, I'm sure you're all in there. If not, go ahead and type it in Facebook when you're done. And we are going to pin this PDF. It's a PDF, and it's going to be in there right when this live is done for all of you to go receive. All right. So you have to wait till the live is done, and then you want to go back into our Facebook group where we're playing all week for the PDF. So number 1, an emotionally painful experience with someone you love where money was involved. And I'm just going to give you my straight up, this is my go-to, my trauma that I know I lived from and I lived through when it comes to this trauma. Have you ever had an experience with someone that you love, money was involved, and you walked away just feeling hurt to the core? For me, I was struggling in my marriage. Our business had failed. We had filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. I had every trauma already from all of that experience, the failure and the shame and all of it. And then my husband at the time and I are having a conversation about our budget. And he says to me, "You need to contribute financially." And I said, "I'm doing everything I can, but I can't get a job. But you know what?" He's like, "You need to contribute. You need to contribute." Kept saying, "You need to contribute." And I'm like, "I'm taking care of these kids. I'm running the house. I'm doing everything. So you have nothing to do." That's what I'm doing. And I'll never forget, he looked at me and he said, "None of those things that you have listed can fit into our Excel budget, our Excel spreadsheet for our budget. I can't put that in a cell." And my response, so I'm going to take responsibility. My response to him saying that was, "You have no value. You can't contribute financially. You have no value." So we're here because you want to take your business to the next level. And I want to show you right off with just this first trauma. So if this is you, I want you to type number 1. Type the number 1. Every single one has a number, all 16. If you've experienced number 1, go ahead and type the number 1, right? And every number that I say that applies to you, you type that number. So here's what happened. Fast forward, we get a divorce. I start my own business. You heard me say yesterday morning, our first coaching that I offered, I charged $25 for 90 days of coaching. How many of you are doing stuff like that? Well under what you should be charging. Why did I do it? Because I had fed my reticular activating system. That experience was so painful. I want to stay safe. I never want to have to argue with anyone about my value ever again. I don't want to have to go through the trauma of feeling hurt because someone else is saying, "You're not worth it. You're not worth it." I don't want to feel it. Does this make sense to you? This is only number 1. All right. So we're going to keep going. Number 2, you've been controlled or manipulated with money. You had an experience in your life and you knew in the moment, "I'm being controlled. I am totally being manipulated because they have money or because I don't have money." That's number 2. Number 3, family approval or love and acceptance has been withheld from you, right? Because of money. This is my favorite explanation of this is one of my clients who said, "My siblings have thrived financially and I have not. And all I keep hearing and feeling is like my parents don't give me the same love and attention because I'm not as financially successful." That's number 3. Number 4, comparing yourself to others' financial success. Feeling inadequate every time you open up Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and you see everybody else having the business success that you desire. And how does that leave you feeling? Every single time, what am I doing wrong? Why can't I be as successful? Why can't I be on the vacations like they're always on vacation? Feeling inadequate because you're comparing yourself every single time. That's a trauma response and you don't even realize it because inside what you're saying is, "I hate how this feels. I don't like not feeling good about myself." And even though you want more money and you want the next level, what's going on is you're looking at these things, you're experiencing the trauma, and you're literally inside yourself saying, "Protect me. I don't want to feel like this." It's so deep. It's so many layers. All right, we're going to keep going. Number 6, socially excluded due to money. This is one of the things I watch my own daughter go through. And I know this is something she has to heal, where we grew up in a town where there's a lot of money and she was being excluded from social events because they thought she couldn't afford it. She couldn't dress like them. She couldn't drive the cars like them, whatever the reason. And as adults, we experience it too. We see our friends having fun, going on trips, and we're not invited. And we're concluding they're not involving me because they don't think I have the money to hang like that. Trauma. Number 7, financial regrets of the past. I don't even want to say 99%, 100% of us, you cannot get to your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s without ever having an experience in your life where you have a regret about money, right? So that's number 7. Have you ever experienced that? Number 8, love and harmony lost due to money. I want you to think about, especially with your family, and I see this when someone in the family that's loved has passed away, and now everybody's at each other's throat, and all these people that you loved and you thought loved the person that even passed because of money. So that's number 8. Have you ever experienced that? Number 9, guilt and shame from choices related to money. You made a life choice because of money. This is not regret. This is guilt or shame. Totally different emotion. Have you ever had an experience with money involved and you ended up feeling within yourself just ashamed and guilty? Number 10, you have lost a substantial amount of money. You had a lot of money, and whatever the circumstances were, you lost it. It just went away. You all know my story from last year where this was one of my experiences. Number 11, you've been shamed for your desire for financial success. Whether it's your siblings seeing you going for more money, your parents, your community, wherever it might come from, you've had that thing where people are like, what's wrong with you? Like, why can't you just be satisfied and settle? Number 12, you've endured life hardships. You've had a hard life experience. You've had a period in your life where it was really hard and you had to suffer and struggle because of money. And what that did is you created this, like, you're tossed between, I need more money to have a better life, but I hate that I need the money to have a better life. Trauma. Number 12. Number 13, lack of achieving personal financial goals. I know a lot of us, especially women, we get to our 50s and our 60s and we spend every waking moment thinking, I should be further along than this. I should be further. What have I done wrong? Why didn't I do better? Why didn't I take advantage of the time? And all you're doing is putting yourself through trauma, right? Because you're going through that weighted heaviness on yourself with regret. So number 13. Number 14, religious guilt. Guilt instilled around the desire for money, being bad or evil or greedy because you want more money. Now, here's the thing. I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm a Christian and I grew up in a Pentecostal church where this was like from the pulpit every Sunday. You're bad, you're evil, you're wrong to want money. Now I grow up and I want a better life for myself and my children and to make the world a better place. And yes, I want more money. You think that's not inside of me, that all that childhood stuff where I was told I was bad and evil and a sinner for wanting more money? It sure is. Trauma. Number 15, generational money traumas. This is where, like one of my clients once said, Tasha, I went back 4 generations, 400 years. No one in my family has ever had money. No one in my family line. So you have this feeling of, I shouldn't have it. Why do I want it? What's wrong with me? My entire family has never, ever had money, right? And you're traumatized. And especially if you have grandparents and great grandparents who went through really difficult financial conditions, and they talk and they act from that place of limitation. You have it, and you hear about it, and it traumatizes you, right? You end up, like I said, you always feeling worried and unsafe, and like, when is it all gonna go? Because it's all I heard my parents talk about and my grandparents talk about. The last one is you yourself lived through a challenging economic time, a period where, things were just tough and it caused you to feel unsafe and scared, right? So that's number 16. Like I said, you want to go to Money Attraction Community, the Facebook group. When it's done, you'll get the entire list. And I also want you to know, at the bottom of the list are 3 things. There you go. It's going to look like that. 3 things that you can start to do once you fill this sheet out to start the healing process. It's going to be a journey, but you can start. So here's a question that I have for you at this point. Do you understand? Does this make sense for you? Finally, you are literally trying to get something, to get more of something that internally everything in you is resisting because it does not make you feel safe. You remember when you felt unloved, when you felt hurt, when you felt fear, when you felt abandoned over money. And even though consciously you want more, everything in your reticular activating system, in your consciousness is saying, no, don't want to repeat that. Remember, we're wired to stay safe. We're wired to keep ourselves safe. And so when everyone's out there talking about money blocks, I want you to literally type this. It is not a money block. It's not a money block that I have. It's money trauma. I am functioning from post-traumatic financial disorder. I don't have a block. It's not something I did wrong. Nothing's wrong. You're trying to keep yourself safe from a traumatic experience. It is not a block. It's a money trauma. And so I want to make sure that this makes sense to you. I want to make sure you get it and you understand, because it is the freedom piece that says, oh my God, no matter how hard I try, no matter all the things that I do, no wonder there's this limit here that says, no, but stay safe, stay safe, stay safe, stay safe because of traumatic experiences, right? So what is the solution? We must heal. We must heal. I want you to think about this. We're talking about getting to the next level in your business and in your finances, getting there with more ease, and why all the things that require so much hard work, even those aren't working. Why? Because you have a fracture in your consciousness. In your frequency, there's shattered pieces of trauma. And so think about if you want to run a race and you've been practicing to run and you have like a great time. You're like running 7-minute miles, right? You're doing really great, but you fall down and you get injured. Your knees are scraped, your legs scraped, and you put a bandage on and you put some Neosporin, but it hurts like heck. It hurts like heck, and you try to run again the next day. What's going to happen? It's going to hurt. You're not going to be able to go far. And everything in your body in that pain is going to say, stop, stop. We don't want to do this. You're hurting yourself. Stop. That's what's happening when you're trying to get more money and you're doing it from a place of unhealed trauma. That's what it's like. So imagine if you could just literally put your hand on your leg and heal it. Just instantly heal it. What's going to happen the next time you try to run? You're going to run. You're going to get back to your 7-minute mile, and you're going to finish the race because you're healed. Does it make sense? What we're trying to do with achieving more is we're trying to do it from a place of being hurt and traumatized with money. And that's why it's so hard. And so step number 1 of the vision alignment method is to revise the trauma. This is what I'm going to show you. I told you I'm inviting you to continue this journey with me for 120 days. What have I said? I'm the master at visioning. Why is your visioning and your visualizing not working? Because you're doing it from unhealed trauma. You're asking, you're visualizing, you're doing all the things, you're journaling, you're intending. God bless you, you're doing all the things, but the trauma isn't healed. And it's like continuing to try to run when you're in pain. You're working against yourself. And so in step 1 of the vision alignment method, I'm going to show you, I'm going to take you through the traumas. You've already identified them today. So look at how many you have. If you had one, that one trauma, that only trauma could be enough to stop you from getting to the next level. For example, my trauma over, going through an experience where I really was, as a child, traumatized into believing I had to work hard for money. So to protect myself, I created this thing that says, if it's easy, it can't be good. A woman came up to me and offered me $25,000 for me to coach her one-on-one. She was like, I'm ready. Here's my check. In an instant, without even thinking about it, from my trauma, I went, this is too easy. It's bad. No. I got to keep myself safe. Do you see yourself doing that? And so I said no to the $25,000 because it was too easy. It was too easy. My trauma wanted me to stay protected. My reticular activating system for 30 plus years had been trained. When it looks too easy, it can't be good. So stay safe. And so you want more success. You want it to be more easy. But do you see, your whole life you've been told easy money is bad. Why do you think you're not having it more easy? Because you're trained to think it's bad and you want to keep yourself safe. So you can pay all you want for the high level coaching. You can do all the things. You can master law of attraction. But inside, that's a trauma that's unhealed. So in step number 1, I'm going to show you, we're going to revise the experience by first looking at what it is. Number 1, looking at what it is. Number 2, I'm going to allow you to take responsibility for your part in the memory and in your response to the memory, because taking responsibility is a powerful piece of healing. Then I'm going to show you the belief that you created, like me with I'm not valuable. What is the belief that you created in yourself around money and success and easy success that's working against you? And then I'm going to show you this piece right here that nobody is showing you masterfully how to do. How to create a new memory in your consciousness that heals the trauma forever. Forever. Go run your race. Go get to your next level. Go get your 25,000, 50,000, 25, whatever you want per month, 100,000 per month with more ease. Go get it, because you will be healed. Your frequency around money will be healed. Please tell me in the comments if this makes sense. Am I making sense? Yes. Do you get it? Does it make sense? Are you free? Nothing's wrong with you. Nothing's wrong. You don't have money blocks. You have money trauma. That's it. Now, here's my invitation. I've revealed to you what's going on. I know that's like turning on the light in the room, right? So you're aware. I want to invite you, those of you that are here and you're like, I need Tasha. I get this. I understand. When you hear the truth, I don't need to convince you of it. We know the truth when we hear it. We feel the truth. So if you're feeling the truth and the sense of this and you understand and you want to heal, you want to do the work, listen, I'm looking for the people who are ready. You already achieved some level of success in your business and in your career, and you're really doing everything you possibly can, and you want to get to the next level, but you like, Tasha, I get it. I see crystal clear from what you just said what's happening, and I need your guidance. I am opening an intimate group, 50 people for me, Diane, and our mentors to coach for the next 4 months. Give me 4 months. I'm going to show you how to focus on one thing, and that's this reticular activating system and how to heal it so that it's working for you and doing the work for you. It's going to require a financial investment. I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to require this level of mentorship, the intimate group, the space and the vortex that we're creating for me to show you everything, for me to work so closely with you and figure out exactly what's going on with you. It's going to require a financial investment, right? And so if you're in a place where it's like, I'm not able to pay my mortgage or my rent this month, this might not be the time for you to make this investment. But if you know that I'm going to be resourceful, I don't care, I'm going to find the money from my business. Do you have a payment plan? Like whatever it takes, I'm going to figure it out. Me, I've gotten crazy coaching, thank you, for payment plans. And every time I make an investment for myself and my business, the money shows up because I act in faith. So if that's you, I want you, only if you know you're ready and you're going to be willing to make this investment, I want you to type the word heal. Type the word heal in the comments. I'm going to send you a message in Messenger to book a call to talk with us. Let us hear about where you're at, what your next level of money freedom that you're going for, that I can show you how to get to. Let's talk about what that looks like and see if you're one of our 50. Now, here's the thing you're going to get. Those of you that enroll, and we're only opening the doors for this 50 for the next 2 weeks. You should see our calendars just from yesterday. It's jammed. So these 50 spots are going to go, and I know it. Those of you that enroll, you are going to get the very first thing before we even get into me coaching you. You are going to get an intensive that I have created for you around healing money trauma. No one goes into my programs now without doing this work. You must heal the trauma first, right? So that's going to be one of the bonuses that you're going to get, is this whole intensive around healing. What are you going to create when you heal the trauma? What's part of that intensive? I'm going to show you, now that we've dealt with the healed version of you, we're going to create a wealthy identity for you, a new you. Imagine, in the Bible, in scripture, it says, be born again. What does that mean? I'm going to show you, you can be born again. You can create a new version of you, a healthy, healed, wealthy version of you. And I'm going to show you how to do that. That's bonus number 1, the Healing Money Trauma Intensive. All right. So only if you know you're ready, please. Only if you know you're ready and you're willing to find whatever it takes to be a part of this 50, type the word heal. You can also go to helpmegetrich.com if you're watching on, I don't know, YouTube or Instagram or anywhere else, or you don't have Facebook Messenger, helpmegetrich.com. Okay. Oh, I love this. Shauna says, Tasha and Diane speak their truth. Their program is literally life-changing. Thank you, Shayna, for sharing that. Now, I want to show you 2 women, because nothing gives me more joy than for you to see firsthand women just like you who did this challenge, who found out their traumas, who worked on it, and for you to see what happens, what becomes possible in your life and business when you do this work. So can we have Shola join us first? Hello. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I had my mic muted.
There we go. So Shola, in the interest of time, I would love for you to share. You have something, do you have 2 devices on? I'm hearing an echo.
No, I don't, but I can turn my phone off, or like it's not.
Okay.
Podcasting.
So can you remember when you did this challenge a couple of years ago, where you were when where you were in your business, like what was going on for you in your business and financially? And then the second question I want you to just go right to is, we talk about money traumas, and yours was around guilt and shame. And can you share a little bit about that?
Okay, so are you talking about my very first money attraction challenge?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was 2018 in August, and I was not even in business at that point. I had finished a business that I'd been running for 6 years, and I had basically done a financial faceplant. I had been conned. I had had money stolen from me, and I fell on my face and stumbled and stumbled and stumbled until I just went, ah! It was full money trauma. And I couldn't even look at the couple of years of remaining taxes, back taxes from that. I couldn't look at the bins and bins and bins of back stock that I had, like probably between $60,000 and $100,000 worth of stock, just sitting there that no one wanted. And it was my blood, sweat, and tears. You know that? Like, work hard for your money, put your blood, sweat, and tears into it. All of it. It was my blood, sweat, and tears, my whole soul. And I poured myself into it, and I fell on my face. And that was in the end of, like, it took from 2015 to 2017 for that to happen. And I kind of like dragged along in the mud for a couple of years. And then in 2018, I was a shadow of my former self. I did not know who I was anymore. I used to be a clothing and jewelry designer.
Can anybody relate? Like, after all this time and everything that you've done, it's like, I don't even know who I am anymore. I remember that time in my prior business. I was like, who is this woman looking back at me in the mirror? And I got to the point where I didn't even want to look at her.
Yep.
Yeah. So tell us about the guilt and the shame.
Okay, so during that time, I borrowed a lot of money from people to get me through these sort of like challenging, difficult times basically being conned created sort of a downward spiral financially for me. And the borrowing of that money was the worst thing I could possibly do. Like putting other people out so that I could continue and then not being able to make enough to pay them back. It was heartbreaking for me. And I looked at myself not only as being in debt, but I associated and identified as my debt. Like I was a debt to society.
I am, oh my gosh. Wow. Identifying as my debt, talk about trauma. And then the response and the belief. This is what I talk about, what we're going to do the work together, where you start believing I'm a debt to society.
Exactly.
Right. All right. So, P.S. before we go on, bonus laser coaching call tonight at 6 p.m. Can you all type that? Let me know everybody saw it. 6 p.m. So everybody knows. I'll be back here for the laser coaching, 6 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do laser coaching tonight. All right. So I'm looking at the time, Shola, and I just want to make sure we like really get to it. Right. So tell us, you feeling the guilt, and what was your breakthrough moment in the work with us?
Okay, so it took me a long time. I'm stubborn and I will persevere at whatever I'm doing and whatnot. So also it takes a long time to break me and to break me out of the shell of my understanding of my old layers. So after a few years, I think it was in 2020, the beginning of COVID, that I did the Money and Profit Mastery with you. And so I started that. I had no idea where the money was going to come from. I scrambled together my first payment and went, okay, I'm going to manifest all this money because this is going to heal me and I'm going to be so good at this. But I was really, the only vision that I had in mind was to get out of debt. I was so focused on my debt that I couldn't really truly dream. And
like, oh my God, you're doing so many good things. So we talk about visioning and visualizing. Can you mute your mic for a second, Shola? Because there's a double echo. So we talk about visualizing, right? And I'm telling you all, and you're all sitting there going, I know how to do all of this. Tasha, I know all of this, right? Like, what's different? Did you hear what she said? Her dream, the furthest she could dream, was debt related, to get herself out of debt. And so this is part of why you need a master. You want to go faster, go with a master, because that is not a powerful dream. It is a limited dream that truthfully keeps you stuck in the trauma of how you feel around debt. And that's why you need someone that's going to say, well, tell me what you're dreaming about. Tell me what you're trying to do here. And then show you, honey, you're still in your trauma. You're still coming at this from the wrong place, right? So, okay, unmute. We worked through all this, and I want to get Christina to share. And what are some of the results that you've had?
Okay, so I was able to come to a place where I realized that this guilt and shame that I was feeling and that I was like basically offering in return for all these gifts of people helping me was a really poor gift. And, the first thing that you and Diane talk about is gratitude. And I was talking about how grateful I was, how grateful I was, how grateful I was. But really, when it rolled right around to it, underneath that gratitude on the surface, I was just riddled with guilt and shame. So I realized, okay, it's time to get into the gratitude. It's time to really sit with it. And I cried a lot, and like I let go of this heavy, nasty feeling that I didn't deserve. I realized all the people helped me because they loved me and they didn't want me to feel terrible, So I moved forward and it freed me. Okay, keep in mind, this was the beginning of COVID. Okay, everyone was shutting down. My business now I'm a self-care specialist. So I have a self-care studio. I touch people physically for a living. And in COVID here in Canada, at least in British Columbia, we were told, nope, you can't touch people. You couldn't get haircuts, you couldn't get nails done, you couldn't get anything. And so I was like, well, I guess I'm going on vacation for 2 months or however long it was, right? It was 2.5 months. We started up again, and before that, I had started my little business in a small room in the back of the yoga studio, and the yoga studio did not survive the shutdown and the reopening, and yet I did. And the landlord, I had been subletting in this little place, and he said, "Well, I've got a space upstairs. Would you like to see it?" And the space upstairs was 10 times the size. It has 4 treatments rooms and a big lobby. And I looked at it with my girlfriend who just moved back from being away, and she needed a studio space too. She does body piercing, and ta-da, it's perfect for us. And it is very, very affordable for us to have. Like, not much more than what I paid to be by myself in a tiny little studio. So I now am thriving to the point where I felt recently like I wanted my business to expand a little, and I thought about how I could do it. And I asked my clients if they would be interested in a new service, and they many of them said yes. And then I asked if they would prepay packages so that I could afford to purchase this piece of machinery, and they all enough of them said yes, and boom, without spending a dollar of my own, I now have leveled up and my business doubled instantly. And then another friend of mine has another machine that really helps people a lot as well. It's a stop smoking and weight loss and whatnot laser machine. And I asked if I could borrow it because she's been unwell, and she's like my mentor in business. And I said I would pay her for each session, and boom, my business doubled again. Boom. And I'm like, whoa, I need an apprentice. And so I put it out to the universe just quietly. I didn't want to like sift through resumes and stuff, that I needed an apprentice, and sifted through about 5 different people. And I now have an apprentice who works for me, and I'm able to pay her really well. We're both so happy. She represents me and my business and connects with my clients in the same way I do. Gives me more freedom, and I'm just thriving now. Oh no, I lost your audio. I'll listen later. All I could see is that you were proud of me, but I can't hear you. I lost your audio for that whole time. But I'm sure I'll be able to go and check it on the replay. Thank you.
You all could not hear me the entire time. I just realized I was muted. Okay, here's what I want to say. I'll say it again. So what I got from listening to Shola, and what I've been trying to say is, you want the next level of success, right? You want the next level of success, but you're going from it still from the trauma. So you heard her saying she was doing all the stuff. I remember when we met, Shola could teach the stuff. She knew it so well, but she had so much trauma around money, and everything that she was doing, even though she had all the knowledge, the trauma was still there in her reticular activating system, being focused on guilt and shame around money. So we do the work and she doubles her income, then doubles it again. She gets a place that, she's able to 10 times the size of what she had before for the same amount of money. She gets a business partner to help her with the cost of the place. She attracts an apprentice that represents her business with the values that she has. Do you hear how easy this all starts to happen? How you level up and you double and you attract and you get your clients to pay for the things for you. Like, hello, that's what we want. But first we have to do the healing work. We have to do the healing work, and we have to get really clear about what it is that we're visioning. Is it truly we're visioning to pay off our debt, or we're visioning that wealth identity of ourselves? We have to do the work to make that leap, right? So thank you, Shola. And now can we get Christina on really, really quickly? Okay, hopefully everyone can hear me again. So Christina, oh my gosh, those of you that have done the challenge before, I know that you've all seen Christina Maria on here. I love her story. I love being her mentor. And I asked her specifically to share a very relevant part of her journey, which was when she joined the challenge, this 5-day challenge that you're all doing last year, February. So in 2021, February, she joined. And tell us about your trauma, because it was around guilt and shame. So totally different, guilt and shame, but related to your contribution to your family.
Well, happy Tuesday and day 2 of this challenge. So all of you that are here, you in a blessed place. Just know that. So like you're about to rip those traumas apart and make it happen. So I know that we all here for to make money. And that's the same reason that I did it. Back when Tasha had her challenge, I think it was February of 2021. And what I identified with, there was a guilt. It was a guilt in my heart. And then at the same time, it was something soothing that guilt, which is, well, I'm still doing what I want and what my heart feels right. And that guilt came from the guilt of choosing to stay home and raise the babies and leaving the corporate world aside and even my business aside. So it's this tug of war, which is I'm doing what my heart desires because now my career is raising my babies and my heart is filled. And then the guilt of not contributing financially. And I know that this chica is high maintenance. So, so it wasn't just now the mortgage, the home, the wife, the babies, all of it. And my husband's the one keeping up with everything. The guilt just set on me, and it was just like this hamster wheel where I felt it. And Tasha, when you started this conversation early, and when you spoke about when you're valued, or whether it's that spouse or whether it's yourself, giving yourself the value of, well, what value am I bringing financially? Nothing. But yet, I'm keeping up with the kids. I'm cooking. I did have help at the house, but there were even times I'm like, no, I don't want anyone here. No, they in my face. I'll clean by myself. I'll get it. I'll manage it. But it's this guilt, this money trauma that just sets, and then it doesn't help when you're an alpha female. Like, really? So on top of all of that, being an alpha female, it's like, okay, you're very headstrong. You want to run the show, but technically speaking, what say so do you have when the hubby's the one that brings home the cheese? So you see what I'm saying? It's like we all feel it in many different ways. And that is why I just got choked up, because the feeling that that didn't allow me to make a decision on what I wanted other than staying home with the babies. That one I knew very well. So fast forward to, go ahead.
Well, and also I think it's important for you because people can relate to this, right? Whether you're in exactly Christina's situation or not, whether you have a business and it's just that feeling of there's so many women who hubby is still working and you want your business to thrive so you can contribute. A lot of women are like, I want to retire, hubby, right? And you're not there, you're not getting to the next level, and hubby is like looking at you, or your partner, your spouse, whatever it is, like, what's going on here, and you're like, God, I know I'm so amazing, I know I got what it takes. And so you want to manifest more money, you want to get to the next level, but you're doing it from this trauma place of guilt and shame. And one of the things that I know in our coaching, you were asking from desperation. And
I was
that's what,
asking
go ahead.
I was asking from that space of desperation after I was able to get through. You know what? I've brought so much value to the house all these years that no, I brought a lot to the table, and that's a lot of money that's been saved, where in return is not leaving. It's as if I would have been bringing it. So I decided to join your 120-day program. And there is when I asked you and shared with you exactly this conversation, but obviously more detailed, because your style and Diane's style is you really, really tap into everyone's soul in their own way, and so individually, and everyone is catered in their own special, unique way. And when you said to me, now mind you, I came in here to make some cheese because we are going to make some money. So when you said to me, okay, Christina, I will ask you to do something, which is for this next 2 weeks, you are not going to do anything. I'm like, but what do you mean? It's all
I
about
paid
money.
for this program. I paid to be
Right.
in this program. I need to be doing
Right.
everything in the program. And I'm like, actually, no, that's
Right.
not what you
And
need.
yes. And she told me to pause. And she says, in this next 2 weeks, we are going to focus in your feminine. And also what I have learned is that when you're feminine, you're more willing to receive. And Tasha gave me this mantra that I wrote, and I continue to write daily in my journal. And I've added extra words to it as I evolve. And that's the beauty of it. So now I'm in Tasha's highest level, which is a wealth goddess circle. And that's serious stuff. So it's the 120, and then you become an elite, and then now you're here. So the one piece that Tasha said to me, we're going to focus in that feminine part. And she said to me, I want you to write this. And she texted me, she says, write this every day. I am soft. I am gentle. I am love. I am pure feminine. And I would write it and write it and write it. And I just started feeling it and believing it. I always believed it, but again, it's washing out that trauma. And what I have added is I am soft, I am gentle, I am love, I am pure feminine, open to all abundant blessings and riches.
Look at your little face. I love it.
And
Everyone's going to be like, what did she say? What did she say? Yes, you watch the replay and write down exactly what she said.
And the last thing I want to say is the minute I decided to let go of that alpha female and soften up and just really be gentle, guess what? I manifested for our family business multiple 6 figures. And to see
Christina,
that happen in such an easy, relaxed
I
way.
was going to say, and can you just tell them, like, was it hard? You're busy over here being feminine, soft, and your marriage is like, doing amazing things. You're being an amazing mom. Like, you're just focused on being feminine. And over here, you manifest multiple 6 figures. And was it hard?
It was easy. It was easy and relaxed. Why? Because it's about learning and being vulnerable and living a certain way. And whoever's listening here, just know that what Shola said, because of her stubbornness, whether it's that or your adamant way of being, whatever it is, be vulnerable because you're giving yourself this gift. It's not for anyone, it's for yourself. And then it will just blossom in generations to come. Give yourself this opportunity and don't ask how. It can happen. Thank
Oh
you
my
all.
gosh, she's cheerleader number one. Shola and Christina Maria, thank you so much. And
Thank
I
you.
apologize for thank you so much for the parts where you all couldn't hear me. But I want you all to hear from women who were exactly where you are, right? So they're in the 5-day challenge. They become aware of their traumas and they choose them. They choose to do the work. And that's what I'm inviting you to do, to come with me. I want to hold your hands. I want to give you everything I have. I have decided to make this group even smaller in size than what we've done in the past because I want the intimate level of work. I love what I was able to do with Christina and so many others, right? So I'm taking this up another level. It is a higher level, 50 people. We start in September, 120 days, give me 4 months. You'll be on here next challenge talking about your amazing multiple 6-figure, 7-figure, 25,000 a month or more story, doubling your business, tripling, and just how much more life you have, how healed and whole and happy you feel. So if you know you're ready for that, come with me, type the word heal or go to helpmegetrich.com, book a call. I cannot wait to see those of you that I get to serve in this powerful way. It's your time. It's time. But you have to give yourself the gift. You have to give yourself permission to receive this. The universe is going to figure out all the how, the money, the everything, right? It is going to require an investment. And like I said, please, if you know, Tasha, I don't know where I'm going to pay my rent from. This is not the time for you. But if you know you can figure it out, or you are willing to do a payment plan or figure out how we can pay in full and get you started so you can get the Healing Money Trauma Intensive and start right away, book a call. All right? Type the word heal. Let's get that done. Okay. 6 p.m. tonight, laser coaching. 6 p.m. I'm going to go through rapid fire. Thanks to all of you that submitted your questions. We've chosen the questions that we're going to answer tonight. It's going to be amazing. I'll see you back here at 6 p.m. Bye, everyone. Have a great afternoon.